Guys, before we even get into this video, I want to make a disclaimer right now. I am not saying that this is going to happen, okay? I don't want you to get your hopes super far up like, oh, Shine said Justice Superman was going to be an absolute power. That's not what I'm saying, okay? I'm not saying that is going to happen. I actually will digress and say that the chances of this happening are extremely low. However, what I will say is that this could happen, and there's a lot of narrative elements that points toward this happening. I guess you could call this video like fan fiction. Like, I don't know. Like, the chances of this happening are really low. And Justice Superman could appear in absolute power. It would make perfect sense for him to appear, and I wish he would appear because like it would be super cool. So if you've been keeping up to date with the absolute power comic book event that's coming up, which first issue actually is free, okay? Free comic book day next Saturday, May 4th. It is free, okay? So definitely go get this from your local comic book shop. It's free, okay? But anyway, pretty much this series is going to be the Trinity of Evil. That Trinity of Evil being the Brainiac Queen, Zur-En-Arrh Failsafe, and Amanda Waller, who's actually going to be leading the team. This series is going to be written by Mark Waid and drawn by Dan Morrow, which like are two superstars in the comic industry. And pretty much Amanda is going to work with the Brainiac Queen and Failsafe to basically steal all of the meta-human abilities from every superhero and every supervillain around the world. And Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman will have to stop the Trinity of Evil from stealing everyone's powers. The series is called Absolute Power, and you're probably wondering, dude, how does Injustice Superman tie into this? Well, he does. Just the name Absolute Power, when I first heard of that name, I was like, dude, I know that name from somewhere. And the name is actually from Injustice 2. In the Injustice 2 game, at the very end of the game, you guys remember where you basically have to pick a side. You have to side with Batman or you have to side with Superman. Well, if you side with Superman, the chapter of that game is actually called Absolute Power. That's Superman's ending for the game. That's the title. Absolute Power. Listen, I'm not saying definitively that the writer of this event, Mark Waid, or whoever created the idea for this event, I'm not saying that definitively they were inspired by Injustice 2, at least for the name that they were inspired from Injustice 2 Superman. However, I mean, come on, these are two DC properties, Injustice 2, Superman, Absolute Power. And when you think about it, Superman's motives in the Injustice universe align a lot with the motives of, you know, Failsafe, the Brainiac Queen, Amanda Waller. I mean, if you've been reading the current Batman comics, which you should, I've been covering them on this channel, but Failsafe's acts, Zur-En-Arrh's acts are very aligned with Injustice Superman. They're very, very similar in the way that they handle things. In the most recent Batman issue, we found out that Zur-En-Arrh Failsafe has actually been experimenting with a mesotech so that he could create robots to send all throughout the world, basically guard the world and to stop crime. Well, in the Injustice universe, that same thing happened. Now, it wasn't really Superman who did it. It was actually Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul basically created a Mazo. He got a bunch of people to create a Mazo, and that Mazo went out and, you know, protected a bunch of people. He protected people by killing them. Like, he literally just massacred a bunch of people. And Superman did tie into that story. Listen, guys, is this video a reach? Absolutely. I will 100% admit I am reaching in this video, but I mean, reaching is how you be creative. I mean, every single amazing writer, every single amazing artist has to reach a little bit, reach out of their link, you know, to really expand their horizons and be better. And that's how they create some of these amazing stories. I think it would be really cool to see Injustice Superman in Absolute Power, seeing him safeguard the universe with characters who think just like him. I really would love to see Failsafe and Injustice Superman interact because that would be super cool. They have the same freaking motives. Zur-En-Arrh is a version of Batman that Injustice Superman would be very fond of, especially like if you read Injustice comics. Injustice Superman would probably fall in love with Zur-En-Arrh, bro, because Zur-En-Arrh had the exact same ideology as him. So what do you think about this, guys? Am I reaching? I know I am reaching, but I think Injustice Superman appearing in this is a very slight possibility. Minuscule one, but it's a possibility. And even if he doesn't actually appear, I mean, it would be a great fan fiction for me to write. Like, what if Injustice Superman appeared in Absolute Power and worked with the Trinity of Evil? Like, that would be super duper cool. Go get this comic, dude, because it's gonna be so freaking good. Make sure you're reading the current Batman run by Chip Zdarsky because it's amazing. I can't wait to cover Absolute Power for you guys when this comic comes out. I'll catch you guys later, man.